What in the heck is going on in this Diddy trial? I gotta be missing something here. Please tell me that I'm missing something. I understand there's no cameras in the courtroom, so we can't see what's happening in real time. We have to rely on reporters and people inside the courtroom to tell us what's going on. We got to read over these transcripts, and maybe there's some details missing. Maybe there's some extra context missing. There has to be something missing. Because so far, this has been a complete joke. I get that some people will get wrapped up in their emotions and they'll be disgusted by some of the stuff that's been revealed, but so far, this is a complete joke. There were times where I was questioning, wait, is the prosecution working for Diddy or against Diddy? Because they're trying to, say that Diddy is guilty of trafficking. But in my opinion, they have proved that Cassie is just as guilty of some of these charges that Diddy is charged with. Because Cassie was going out there and recruiting people to bring to the freak-offs. Cassie was out there finding dudes to do freaky things with in front of Diddy. Cassie was out there on the phone. Cassie was out there hitting people up in emails. Cassie was paying some of these people. So if you're going to say that Diddy is guilty of this, then you have to acknowledge that Cassie is guilty of this as well. But we're supposed to just ignore that because Cassie's a woman and she's pregnant right now. And we all got to view her as a victim instead of someone who stuck around in this toxic relationship for years and years and years because she had something to gain here. And all throughout the history of this relationship, they're painting it out as if, oh my God, Cassie was trapped here. She was stuck. She couldn't leave. But yes, she could. Cassie was not a slave. Cassie was not chained to a wall. Cassie could and did leave when she wanted. Was there toxic things going on between the two? Yeah, they were geeked up on drugs. They were screwing all types of people. There was a lot going on. But Cassie was right there with it, enjoying it, playing a very big part in it. And had plenty of opportunities to walk away, but did not. And to anyone that says Cassie couldn't go, Cassie couldn't leave Diddy, what do you think she did a few years ago? She left Diddy and married someone. Did anyone stop her? Did Diddy stop her? No. When Cassie was finally ready to actually go and split ways with Diddy, she did. And Diddy did not stop her. You see, the reality is Cassie is bitter because Cassie wanted more from Diddy. The bitterness that Cassie has, I don't think it really has much to do with the freak-offs. It's because Cassie wanted a deeper relationship with Diddy. Cassie wanted kids from Diddy. Cassie wanted to feel like, she was Diddy's only and number one lady. That's what Cassie wanted. Cassie wanted to feel more secure in their relationship, and Cassie wanted to start a family with Diddy. Once she finally realized that that was never going to happen, Cassie went on her own way. And then Cassie decided, hey, I can get a lot of money out of this. I'll sue Diddy. He'll settle out of court. I'll get millions, whatever. And she did, and that's where we're at now. Because if it wasn't for the lawsuit, if it wasn't for Cassie getting that money out of Diddy, we wouldn't have this criminal trial going on. And as far as I know, Cassie is at the center of this trial. Cassie is like the main thing they have to take Diddy down. But so far, they've proven that Cassie is not really, in my eye, listen, people are going to view her as a victim, but if you're just looking at it without any personal biases, without a victimhood complex, without a if you're just looking at it being fair, it's clear as day that Cassie is just as guilty for these freak-offs as Diddy is. And of course, we have all of these text messages where Cassie is saying that she's ready to do freak offs at any time. We heard that Cassie's husband now FaceTimed her while she was having sex with Diddy. Like, there's a lot of wild stuff here, and they want to pin all of the wild stuff on Diddy as if Cassie was not a willing participant who oftentimes actually set this stuff up. And it was also revealed, they played some audio of Cassie threatening to unalive someone who I guess had access to some of these freak-off videos. I want to go ahead and dive right into this article really quickly. Jurors hear Cassie pleading to keep potential freak-off video hidden, as well as Diddy's horny text after infamous 2016 hotel beating. A distraught Cassie Ventura could be heard on a 2014 audio recording revealed Friday during the Diddy trial, screaming and threatening to unalive a man who claimed he'd seen an explicit video of her. Combs' defense played the harrowing recording in Manhattan federal court as they grilled Cassie for a second day and tried to undercut her bombshell accusations against Diddy. The recording revealed that Cassie was trying to get more information out of a man who was allegedly shown an X-rated video depicting the R&B singer and now former girlfriend to Diddy. When the man would not divulge helpful details, Cassie went off the rails. "I will unalive you if you don't show me right now," Cassie can be heard yelling in the recording. "I will cut you up and put you in the effing dirt right now," said Cassie. "Put that crap up right now," the recording continued. "I'm tired of you talking crap right now. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it." Cassie previously testified that Diddy repeatedly threatened to release embarrassing videos of her taken during the marathon sex parties the mogul called freak-offs. His attorneys apparently introduced the audio recording as a way to argue that Diddy did not want the videos to be released either. Jurors also learned that Cassie messaged Diddy about the man and about what the man had told her, and that Diddy replied that she should not let him out of your sight. So Cassie has been saying that Diddy is threatening to release these videos, right? And that he was holding the videos over her head, and that's why she would continue to do freak-offs. But they have text messages proving that Diddy did not want these videos to get out either. And that Diddy told Cassie, "Hey, keep your eyes on that guy. Don't let him out of your sight. If he has access to these freak-off videos, we got to take him down." So these text messages prove that Cassie is not being all the way truthful here, or at least that's what it looks like through the text messages, that Diddy was actually trying to stop these videos from getting out there as well. And Cassie was going off saying, hey, she'll basically have this guy killed, and that she wouldn't have to do it. She's basically implying that, they would get a hitman to take this guy out because she's with Diddy and Diddy is powerful and Diddy has the kind of money to make things like that happen. So there's little bombshells that are being released during this trial that they want you to not focus on. They want you to focus on Cassie being a victim, but they're not saying that Cassie was out here acting like a mob boss threatening people about the freak-offs. So yeah, all I'm saying is Cassie is not the victim that they made her out to be going into this trial. And a lot of the information that's been revealed, it's going to be shocking to a lot of people that came into this just viewing Cassie as an unwilling participant. Now they're realizing not only was Cassie a willing participant, but she was out here strong-arming people and threatening people. And she was the one that was going out and finding male escorts to bring to... It's wild. But let's go forward into the article. Diddy was sending me messages We didn't know whether or not it was a freak-off video. Diddy texted and called me quite a bit. The recording wasn't the only dramatic exchange unveiled during the day, as jurors learned that Diddy bizarrely texted Cassie how horny he was for her just days after he infamously attacked her in a Los Angeles hotel. Now look, does all of this information that's been revealed, does it make Diddy look good? No, it makes Diddy look like a horrible person and a very kinky, freaky person for sure. But none of the information that has been dropped so far, none of it proves that Diddy is guilty of what he's been charged with. In fact, the evidence that we have seen, if anything, I think the evidence more strongly proves that Cassie is guilty of some of the things that Diddy has been charged with. That's what I think. And look, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I want you all to understand, I did not come into this trial looking to defend Diddy. I'm still not here to defend Diddy. I came into this trial hoping that they were going to release all types of evidence against Diddy. But right now, it's all bogus. For the most part, it's completely bogus. Does it make him look like a bad guy? Yeah. But it doesn't make him look like he's guilty of the things that he's accused of. And like I said, there's other people out there that feel the same. And I have a clip that I want to play for you guys really quickly. But first, people often ask, how can they support the channel? And the answer to that question is very simple. You can support the channel for free by liking the video, sharing the video on social media, commenting down below, and subscribing. And if you're even already subscribed, please make sure that you have on your notifications for this channel. And if you want to take your support one step further, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Definitely greatly appreciated. But with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Federal prosecutors are doing a horrendous job at proving their case against Sean Diddy Combs. What do I mean by that? Well, he's currently facing charges regarding sex trafficking and racketeering. Folks, I'm sitting here listening, and it sounds more convincing to pin those charges on Cassie than Diddy himself. What do I mean by that? Well, Cassie's admitted that she's the one who's handing these male sex workers the money after they have their sexual exchange. And she also admitted that there was a text message that she sent Diddy in which she says that she'd rather have a female prostitute go to the freak off instead of a male prostitute. So folks, she's the one who seems to be orchestrating this. She also says in text message that she enjoys these freak offs, which now she says she didn't. And I get it. Do I think Diddy's a good person? Absolutely not. We're not here to defend that. But he's not sitting here facing abuse, assault, domestic violence, any of those charges. He's strictly facing charges regarding racketeering and sex trafficking. Now, interesting enough, folks, I've been listening. We're on day 5. It just wrapped up. And guess what? I haven't heard of a single celebrity in these freak-offs besides Cassie and Diddy. Is that possible? Well, if you guys grew up in the early 2000s, you know that Diddy threw one of the craziest parties. And all celebrities in Hollywood love to go to those parties. So why haven't we heard any big names get dropped in all of this? Well, let's put this in perspective a little bit. James Comey's daughter is the lead prosecutor on this. James Comey's daughter was also the woman who was prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, Jeffrey Epstein's little girlfriend. If you recall, Maxwell, who's now sitting in prison for 20 years, she was convicted of sex trafficking minors. But we never heard who she was sex trafficking those minors to. Right? We knew it was Jeffrey Epstein, of course. That was an easy one. But we didn't know who else she was sex trafficking these minors to. It seems like the DOJ does a great job at covering for celebrities when they don't want this embarrassing information to get out there. Why aren't we hearing about any of the celebrities that attended the freak-offs? Well, that's a great question that the DOJ should be answering. But again, we're only on day 5 of all of this, and so far, the first week, the federal government hasn't proven any of their allegations that they're currently charging P. Diddy with.
And those are points that I brought up in a previous video. When Diddy's house was first raided, we got all of this news that, oh, they got all of this footage, all of these videos of these freak-offs, all of the Hollywood elites were there, all of these powerful people were there. And now we haven't heard anything else about that. This case was not supposed to be the Diddy versus Cassie case. But that's what it turned into, at least for the first week of this trial. And for the most part, from what I hear, they don't have much more, ladies and gentlemen. At least they don't have much more that they plan on introducing into this trial. If anything, this trial is less about taking down Diddy, and it's more about protecting everyone else around Diddy. And the problem is, we got too many surface level thinkers. They'll see me say, hey, Cassie's not a victim, and they'll get mad, they'll get enraged. They'll bring up all of these woke talking points. Oh, well, you can't hold Cassie accountable for her own decisions and actions. What about coercion? What about all of this? What about the manipulation? I don't have a victimhood complex. So I guess my mind doesn't work in the way that professional victims' minds work. When I see a grown adult, regardless of what manipulation may be there, well, yada, 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 you're a grown adult and you're responsible for your own decisions. Do you make mistakes? Are you capable of making bad decisions? Yeah. Are you capable of being manipulated? Yeah, but sorry. That's life. People get manipulated. And I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for them. But we can't look at someone like Cassie, a grown woman, and pretend like she has, like she's just incapable of making her own decisions or knowing the difference between right and wrong. We can't continue to baby these people and treat them like infants. But that's what happens. Everyone wants equal rights until you're a victim. Then you got to be treated like an infant. Oh, she didn't know any better. It was all the freak offs. Oh my God. It's sickening to me. So you got too many surface level thinkers that they'll get upset when you start poking holes in this case, and they won't think deeper to think, wait. While we're here hyper focused on the sob story that we're getting from Cassie, we're literally forgetting about all of the other stuff that was supposed to be going on here. We're not supposed to be sitting here having a conversation about Cassie and her fight with Diddy in the hallway. Is it terrible what Diddy did? Yeah, but that's not supposed to be the vocal point or at the center of this case. What about all of these big, high-profile people that were at the freak-offs that we heard about? Nothing else. They just don't say anything else about that. And they think that Cassie is enough, and it's sad because maybe it is. Because all of these surface-level thinkers, they're caught up in this soap opera. They're watching the live streams all day, getting little tidbits of information of what's going on in court. Oh my God, that's freaky. Oh my God, that's weird. And it's like, this is not what this was supposed to be about. This was not supposed to be the Cassie show where we hear a bunch of regurgitated information that we already know from someone who was willingly participating in setting up these freak-offs. No, I want to know about the other high-profile people that were there. What about all of the video evidence? Are you not going to introduce any of that into this trial? Or are you not going to show any of this video evidence in court? Was taking down Diddy really about taking down Diddy and this enterprise of people who were doing horrible things? Or was it about taking down Diddy to protect other people? When you confiscated that footage, were you confiscating that footage to play in court to hold Diddy accountable? Or were you confiscating that footage to protect it from getting out there so in order to protect other people? It's really confusing to me. And when I say it's confusing, I understand what's going on here. But if we're playing stupid, yeah, it's confusing. Why are you guys doing this? Why is the prosecution doing this? They're trying to protect other powerful people, y'all. And Diddy's the fall guy. And instead of releasing any of the actual evidence that they supposedly have against them, they think they could trot Cassie out here. Everyone feel bad for her. Believe all women. Me too. Ignore all of the text messages where Cassie talks about she's ready to freak off whenever. talking about how she's ready to bend her legs behind her head, and all types of stuff that I can't even say on this channel. Let's ignore all of that, right? And let's just paint Cassie out to be the sole victim in this case. We'll bring up a couple of other escorts, but we're not going to bring up any of the high-profile names. So this trial is a joke, and this trial is all about protecting the Hollywood elites instead of taking them down. And I'm sorry that some people can't see it, but I can see it as clear as day. And if something changes, I'll be happy. And I'll sit down and say, guess what? The first week things weren't going great, but hey, maybe now things are getting better and maybe I was wrong. But folks, I can see how this is playing out now. And I'm not happy about how this is playing out. At all. I'm not someone that is stuck on my emotions and feeling emotional for Cassie. No, I'm worried about the bigger picture here, which is what everyone should be worried about. But it appears that many people aren't worried about the bigger picture. Because what matters to them is the soap opera. Not bringing down this crazy cult of Hollywood elites. But for now, you guys let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.